You're being drugged. Over the past 30 years, approved drugs have caused an epidemic of harmful side effects, even when properly prescribed. Every week, about 53,000 excess hospitalizations and about 2,400 excess deaths occur in the United States among people taking properly prescribed drugs to be healthier. 1 in every 5 drugs approved ends up causing serious harm, while 1 in 10 provides substantial benefit compared to existing, established drugs. That statement is from a 2012 article in the Journal of Law, Medicine and Ethics. If we read that and don't feel compelled to trash the contents of our medicine cabinets, it's because the FDA and big pharmaceutical companies are dominating the dialogue. Drug companies are not intent on providing harmful drugs, but they are intent on providing approved drugs. They make money by getting new drugs passed through the FDA as quickly as possible, even if it means they undergo insufficient evaluation. And guess what? The FDA makes money too. Why? Because new drugs can be patented. The FDA requires user fees of more than $2 million for every new drug application. As long as there can be a patent, there can be a stream of revenue flowing into these drug manufacturers' pockets. So the drug makers willingly submit to a rather costly process of FDA legitimization. There is probably some merit to those obligatory user fees, a monetary barrier to entry keeping drug companies from pushing through complete junk. But let's not forget the FDA is a government agency that collaborates with the pharmaceutical industry and politicians to determine safety standards and application policies. Last year, more than $220 million was spent by pharmaceutical companies on lobbying policymakers. And that just doesn't seem to be in your best interest. Like the Journal of Law, Medicine and Ethics wrote, many of the drugs you're prescribed are harming you. But if you just listen to your gut, you could be dodging those effects. Your gut knows what's wrong. Natural health solutions require an understanding and appreciation for the automatic healing powers of the human body. Our body systems are carefully intertwined to provide unsurpassed performance. But certain inputs are needed. Fuel is one of those inputs. And the primary entry point for the fuel we consume is through our gut, the gateway for essential nutrients and the barrier to harmful proteins. Without a properly functioning gut, we face numerous health risks, including cholesterol imbalances, bacterial infections, gastrointestinal issues, immune system stress and an unregulated metabolism. These conditions can generate a host of diseases such as diabetes, obesity, rheumatoid arthritis and chronic fatigue. Proper gut function is imperative. But how many of us have ever once considered our gut when we get sick? Very few, I'm sure. That's because we've accepted an alternative, albeit mostly careless, solution. There's a drug for that. With a whopping $6.5 billion in sales last year, the best-selling drug in the US was Abilify. It's another of a long list of antipsychotics and antidepressants believed to affect neurotransmitters in the brain, including dopamine and serotonin, which control mood and emotion. And while this has been shown to help certain people, it's also being used in cases where, in my opinion, it may not be necessary, and that's where the negatives outweigh the positives because Abilify's litany of potential serious side effects includes increased suicidal thoughts, increased risk of stroke and anaphylaxis, aka choking. Crazy, right? Now consider the most prescribed drug last year, Synthroid, an artificial hormone used to replace a natural hormone called thyroxine when the thyroid is not producing enough of it. Basically, when people take Synthroid, it can help with symptoms ranging from weight gain, fatigue and changes in cholesterol to slower thinking and muscle or joint pain. Is it me, or are those symptoms rather common? Unfortunately, hypothyroid drugs are meant to be taken for life. The odds of developing unwelcomed, if not devastating, side effects from being tethered to a drug for multiple decades are unreasonably high. Why risk it? We've been duped into a vicious drug cycle. Why exactly would your thyroid not produce its natural hormone? It could be your immune system attacking your thyroid. Or it could be previous exposure to radiation. Or it could even be, shocker, medications used to treat conditions like psychiatric disorders and cancer. The irony would be funny if the reality weren't so tragic. We need medicine to treat us for what's been caused by the medicine given to treat us. And this interconnectedness of treatment plays right into the hands of major pharmaceutical companies who prosper from patents and lenient FDA approval. Americans spend about $350 billion per year on prescription drugs. The Mayo Clinic researchers say nearly 70% of Americans are taking at least one prescription drug and more than 50% take two. So the pharmaceutical industry is willing to spend about $1 billion to $5 billion on research and development for a single drug. And in 2012, roughly $25 billion was spent on marketing to physicians and $3 billion advertising to consumers. All this despite the fact that these high-tech, multi-billion-dollar medications can never fix the problem. Truth is, they merely treat the symptoms, at best. And perpetual treatment is tolerated because patients have no choice. Perhaps Frederick Bastiat, a forerunner of Austrian economics and libertarian philosophy, said it best when discussing what is seen and what is not seen. Whence it follows that the bad economist pursues a small present good that will be followed by a great evil to come, while the good economist pursues a great good to come, at the risk of a small present evil. Pursue the great good to come. The great good in this case is healing. Our bodies are capable of healing themselves from a multitude of ailments. In order for that to happen, we must do things to facilitate physiological balance. The bottom line is that we're kidding ourselves if we pump ourselves with pharmaceuticals and expect to be healed. Instead, we should be changing our diets and our habits. I see natural health and diet as the single best way to win the battle against an oppressive system thriving at our expense. But I know others who have overcome a personal battle for their health by discarding conventional medicine. Many years ago, my wife's aunt was suffering constant flu-like symptoms and exhaustion. After much attention from physicians, she was diagnosed with full-body candida, a fungal infection. Her doctor recommended conventional treatments including antibiotics aimed at killing bacteria present in her body. Before that, she had a shoulder injury misdiagnosed by a different doctor as fibromyalgia and was unnecessarily prescribed antidepressants. Seeing that history, her doctors again recommended antidepressants, this time to treat her candida. She said no. Her husband brought home a book one day. One such condition discussed in the book matched all her symptoms. They sought out the author, a holistic doctor specializing in natural therapy for those with autoimmune diseases. His solution for her, adopt a very strict diet eliminating sugar and products containing wheat. After only 3 months, she was demonstrably better. And after only 6 months on this new diet her symptoms had completely vanished. She has come to realize and appreciate the interconnectedness of systems in the human body. Let that be a lesson to us all. If you're looking for natural things you can do to heal your body before resorting to treatments ridden with harmful side effects, look first at your gut. Take a bite of the apple. Restoring gut function could help erase a host of the very same symptoms that can allegedly be treated with the 3 most prescribed drugs, Synthroid, Crystal and Nexium, as well as the 3 highest grossing drugs, Abilify, Nexium and Humira. There are many ways to restore the natural, essential functioning of your gut, whether you're looking to revitalize beneficial bacteria or fortify your intestinal permeability. Herbs, bone broth and probiotics supplements are all useful. But the single best place to start is at the food you eat. Certain foods promote poor levels of stomach acid and bacterial overgrowth. Caffeine, sodas, chocolate, wheat, citrus fruits and juices, tomatoes, and high-fat foods are among them. At the same time, other foods contain nutrients vital to gut restoration. Most fruits and vegetables are good. Apples, kale and onions are particularly high in a flavonoid called quercetin known for anti-allergy properties and anti-cancer effects. Quercetin prevents the release of histamines, which can permeate your gut barrier as well as present symptoms associated with allergies. And if you're looking for an excuse, red wine also contains quercetin. Cheers to your health. I encourage you to stay on top of your health. We're here to help you be your own advocate. It's our mission to bring you useful ideas each week to keep you free from the burdens of constant treatment and dependency on a warped system. You can expect that from us. Thanks for reading. Regards. JR Crooks. Editor, Sovereign Living. P.S. If you have a personal story about overcoming the battle for your health by discarding conventional medicine, I'd love to hear it. You can email me at sovling@gmail.com.